A shadow in history. For centuries, a shadow has fallen across the landscape of Persia. A shadow cast by an order of holy killers who struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. An organization shrouded in mystery and myth, known simply as the Assassins. But what if I told you that this infamous brotherhood was not a figment of medieval imagination, but a terrifying reality? Today we unveil the dark secrets of the real assassins, the Hashashin. Who were the Hashashin? To truly understand the assassins, we must first peel back the layers of legend that have grown around them, like the rings of a poisonous onion. In the 11th century, a group known as the Nizari Ismailis, a branch of Shia Islam, found themselves at odds with the ruling powers in Persia. Persecuted and marginalized, they sought a way to fight back, and that's when Hassan-i Sabbah emerged. Hassan-i Sabbah, the old man of the mountain. Hassan Sabbah was no ordinary man. With a hypnotic gaze and silver tongue, he was a charismatic leader who attracted a following of disaffected Muslims, outcasts, and the downtrodden. But his true power lay in his cunning and ruthlessness. Sabbah understood that to challenge the might of the Persian rulers, he needed an army of shadows. He created a secret society of assassins, a brotherhood that would strike fear into the hearts of their enemies, an organization that would become known as the Hashashin. The Castle of Death, Alamut. The assassins' most infamous stronghold was the Castle of Alamut, a fortress that loomed over the Iranian landscape, like a grim reminder of the Brotherhood's deadly purpose. Within its shadowy walls, Hassan Sabbah trained his assassins, instilling in them the virtues of stealth, patience, and precision, and targeted killings and political assassinations. The assassins' targets were carefully selected, influential figures who could further the Nizari cause, or those who posed a threat to the order. The victims were often eliminated in public, sending shockwaves of fear through the populace. But it wasn't just political rivals who feared the assassins. Ordinary people also lived in constant dread of the Order's wrath, knowing that they too could become targets. Western legends and Marco Polo's myths. As the assassins' reputation grew, so did the myths surrounding them. Western tales often portrayed them as devil worshippers, and Marco Polo even claimed that they used a poison called hashish, which induced visions and was allegedly slipped into the victim's food or drink before their final moments. Rise of power and rule through fear. At the height of their power, the assassins controlled vast territories in northern Iran and parts of Syria. They amassed immense wealth not just through plunder, but also by selling their services to rival powers. For a price, they would eliminate anyone, no matter how well protected, a service that made them incredibly wealthy. The Mongol destruction of the Hashashin. The assassins' reign of terror came to an end during the Mongol invasions of the 13th century. Hulagu Khan, the Mongol ruler, was particularly ruthless in his campaign against them. He laid siege to their castles, and when the smoke cleared, the once formidable Assassin's Creed was in ruins. Legacy and surviving influence. Despite their demise, the legacy of the assassins lived on in stories and legends. Their influence can still be seen today in the modern conception of the assassin, a master of disguise who strikes from the shadows. Myth versus reality. Now that we've uncovered the truth behind the assassins, it's time to separate the myth from the reality. Were they really a secret society of devil worshippers? Did they use a mind-altering poison? The answer is no. The assassins were a real historical order, but many of the sensational stories about them are just that, pure fiction. So what really makes the assassins so fascinating is not the supernatural, but the all-too-human elements of their story. The struggle for power, the thirst for revenge, and the seductive allure of living forever. The real story of the assassins is a testament to the lengths to which ordinary people will go to fight for their beliefs, and the lengths to which some will go to keep those beliefs hidden.